Hello, everybody. It's Thatcher here, and I thought I'd talk about a couple webtoons I've gotten into over the past few months. And yeah, they're very similar. They're kind of similar, but very different at the same time. So let's talk about them. So this all starts back in July. I'm at Comic Con, and I come across this book right here. This is Volume 1 of the physical version of Megan J. Gray's The Croaking, which is a great webtoon masterpiece of you know BL fantasy. Um, um, focuses on a romance between these two characters, Scrut Eldwood and Kai Seedock. Um, it's a slow burn romance. Um, Takes a while for them to kind of get together, um, but it's very great slow burn, right? But the main focus though is like because the main plot is that these are bird people in a society where it's kind of like a hierarchy based on species. Um, so obviously you can see some of the real world implications of those themes. And so basically in the story, Skra is a crow, and in this society, crows are like probably the lowest in the hierarchy. Um, and then on top are like the eagles and stuff like that. And so Skra is the first crow to be accepted into this academy um, called the Roast. And then, he's becomes friends with this osprey named Kai. But uh, there is so much more besides this that go on in the society because there's a lot of like, there's conspiracy involving like both of these people being admitted into this academy. And there's like a ton of conspiracies going within like, the inner workings of this society. Um, there's like a lot of moving parts to it. Like we get to learn more about the truth about what is really going on in this society. And you know, there's a lot of moving parts to the story. There's a lot of plot twists. There's a lot of, a lot of stuff. A lot of great characters too. A lot of very interesting characters. Yeah. And so, this one there's like a lot of social commentary on like society and stuff like that. A lot of political themes as well. And it's a very interesting story. It's a very long webtoon. There are currently 254 episodes, um, and season 4 is going to premiere in about a week from now. Believe it's next Friday, and so yeah, this is gonna be really cool. And I absolutely love this story. It is a masterpiece, very interesting. Um, and then I love like the art style is pretty cool too. I like it. A lot of very emotional. Like we got, let's see, which one do we got here? Which one do you want to? Trying to figure out which one I should do. Like here we go. This one right here you can see. I love the character designs. They're all really cool. You know, my favorite character out of the ones on here, I absolutely love Skra. Like Skra's my favorite character. He's like the perfect like sad boy crow type of thing. I mean, he's like crazy emo, but it's fucking awesome. Connects with how I feel about shit. Right. Like, look at this. I like her art style is pretty awesome too. Um, Although it does, these are like very early episodes, so it has improved. Has gotten a bit more like um, a bit more straightened out, I guess, over the years. Because I mean, this thing's been going since December of 2018, so it's been going for a long time, and I'm looking forward to seeing more of it. And then also too, another thing about the croaking is I actually went as Scruff for Halloween last year, so that was cool. Although nobody recognized me because, well, I mean, this is kind of a bit of an obscure. Well, it's not obscure. It's a decent sized following, but it's not like mainstream. But the other webtoon I read, following the croaking, is a lot more well known, um, and is equally as good in my opinion, but is a very different webtoon. And I feel like most of you are probably gonna know this one. It's Castle Swimmer. This one's also BL, focused on two characters. So we got on the cover we got Kappa, who is the beacon of the ocean. So he's here to fulfill prophecies and whatnot. But obviously, like he doesn't really want to do it because, um, there's a lot of pressure on it. He just kind of like he doesn't feel like he has any control over his life, you know. And then the other character is this one right here, Prince Siren, and Siren is this character from. He's from this castle that has like sharks that are under a curse, and the prophecy of his castle is that he has to kill the beacon in order to break the curse of his people. But he doesn't want to do that for obvious reasons. Because one, he doesn't feel right. He doesn't feel it's right to kill somebody, obviously. And then also too, they end up, what ends up happening is they both end up kind of falling in love for each other, and so they're both like on a quest to try to figure out like how do we break the curse, without like any violence, and that's Siren's goal, and then Kappa's goal is how do I stop being the beacon, and so they're both trying to like break like what the prophecy says they should do. And so a lot of interesting things end up happening on their quest, and the world building in this comic book is really amazing. The art style is just freaking incredible. Like here we go right here. Look at that. Look at that. Like the background looks like a painting. It's so good. Look at this. Like it's great art style. I'd say out of the two of these, this is the best art style. I mean, of course, the Croaking also has great art style, but this one is really good. When you compare the two, like they're very different. It's like comparing apples and oranges because the Croaking, the romantic aspect is slow burn. It takes them a very long time before they get before they kiss for the first time. It takes them a long time. Whereas in Castle Swimmer, it's a lot more fast paced when it comes to the romance aspect. But like they both work in the stories that they're told, right? Castle Swimmer doesn't have as complicated of a plot as the Croaking. But again, that's not a bad thing, It's still like a great story, The world building in Castle Swimmer is really good too. It's great, right? The art style is... I've already said all this crap, right? But anyway, there's a lot of like character designs are all like really cool in Castle Swimmer. Like, look at this right here. That's amazing. And then I like how they're based on like real the like the way they're designed is like just incredible. Like I love this, absolutely love this. It's brilliant. And then this one right here is the first 19 episodes of the 165, so 169 as of right now. But yeah. And then, both of these webtoons are LGBTQ+, because, both are centered around two gay romances, mainly. But there's also another good, when it comes to representation, Castle Swimmer is also very great too, because character right here, Queen Nay, is a transgender woman, so that's great representation too. But yeah, these are both masterpieces. Very, very different in tone, very different in themes, but both like complement each other well. They're both really good. Here we got like the Croaking, which is like a dark political dystopian fantasy kind of thing. And then we got Castle Swimmer, which is a little bit more lighthearted, but it's still heavily emotional at times. It's very well done, and like both of these stories are very well done when it comes to handling the emotions of their characters. You know, I love that's one thing that's good about Webtoon is like how the art style you can um, how easily it is to like express the emotions of the characters, and when it's done well, it's done well. I mean, it's incredible. Yeah. And so yeah, those are two ones. Oh, one thing that's also kind of funny about my Croaking book is I have a misprint. Because like for some reason let's see, let's find an example right here. The pages are kind of out of order, like in the beginning. Like, for example, here, this is in the middle of prologue, and then this is in the middle of episode 1. Now, it's not sequenced like this on Webtoon. This is, like, out of order. It's kind of abrupt, too. Like, it looks like it's confusing. But that's just on my copy. I don't think that many other people have the issue, but yeah. And I think it's funny. It's like I first read it on this. I didn't read it on Webtoon first, so I was confused. I was like, okay, are they going back to the cliff? Are they going like, what's going on here, right? But yeah. Um, I would love to meet both of these offers though in person. Um, I mean, I've actually managed to. Luckily, I've been able to communicate with Megan on Instagram messaging. Ask her stuff about the book and stuff like that. Um, but I would love to actually meet them in person. I mean, the problem is like with I don't know if any of these like if both Megan or Wendy like I don't know if they're gonna like come to like WonderCon or Comic Con or whatnot. I mean, I doubt Megan's going to because like she's from the UK and I mean she doesn't really. It would be a lot of effort to come to the U.S., especially to California. I think she's done New York Comic Con, I believe, but she mainly does conventions like in the UK. Now Wendy, I think she's from the U.S. I think she might be U.S. Um, I don't know too much about Wendy, because she doesn't really post that much personal on Insta, but yeah. I mean, she's doing the Comic Con up in Seattle, I think, so she might come to San Diego. But it would be cool to actually meet these offers in person. I would love to. But yeah, I've really enjoyed reading both of these. It was a lot of fun. The journey of reading through Webtoon is, you know, unlike anything else. What? Sorry, I just got a message. But anyway, yeah, it was a great way to to alleviate some of the stress of last fall. Um, kind of escape a little bit, and enjoy things. And it's definitely, kind of helped boost my own creative endeavors as well. A little bit, kind of helped get me inspired as well. So, yeah. I mean, I don't know if I don't have the time to do like a whole webtoon, but he'll definitely. I mean, I've done some fan art of both of the novels, so it'll be good. But yeah. So yeah, I definitely recommend both. I definitely recommend both checking these out. I think you'd enjoy them. So yeah, there we go.